All right, news and notes. Jason LaConfora said if the Giants make a change at GM, which many believe they will, this is the name to watch. What's his name? Casario from the Pats. Looks like a young, handsome dude. It actually looks like the vampire from Fright Night, if we're being honest. My thoughts on I could take it or leave it if we get rid of Gettleman. I mean, there's a lot of cons. There's a lot of knocks on him, but there's also a lot of great things about him. And a lot of great things he's done for the team. I still love Saquon. I still love Daniel Jones. I love Darius Slayton. It's looking like Nick Gates is eventually going to be a pretty decent center. He brought in Zeitler, who's stabilized the line. Andrew Thomas seems to be progressing. Could turn out to be great. Matthew Parrott could be great. Shane Lemieux looks like he could be great. Will Hernandez, if he gets his act together, could be the other guard. And you're set up for what could be a very nice offensive line for years to come with a weapon or three mixed in there that he's responsible for. And then on the defensive side of the ball, he hit on Martinez. He hit on Bradbury. The Leonard Williams thing is iffy, but if he continues to play at this rate and we're able to get him for a reasonable rate, I guess you keep him. Jabril Peppers, I love him, even though maybe he's not to the level we would like him to be. He's still playing his dick off and giving us a spark. So, I could go either way. It's a flip of the coin for me. I don't know what this Casario dude, I guess he used to be maybe in Kansas City. Was that where he was originally? Nick Caserio? Let's take a look at this dude. Ooh, he's like my age. Holy shit. 44 years old. Personnel assistant in 2001 with the Pats. Promoted to area scout in 2003. Director of pro personnel 2004, 2006. And then he's been the director of player personnel since 2008 for the Pats. 6-time Super Bowl champion. No big deal. Wide receivers coach in 2007. Offensive coaching assistant in 2002. Casario also continued to assist the coaching staff in the press box during games along with football research director Ernie Adams. Oh boy, where's the camcorder? I mean, the fact that anyone really that's been involved with that Pats dynasty for as long as they have been and has been able to, people thought that that team was basically dead and was not going to win any Super Bowls again after the Giants beat them, I think in 2007, because they had that run. They win in 02, 03, 4, or 5, whatever. And then they go in 07, they lose. And then they did not win another Super Bowl till what, 13, 14? No, sorry, 14, 15. And they probably should have lost that one. But then they go on that second run. And the ability to do that, obviously Brady's a huge part of it. But to juggle the roster like they did, you got to think the GM's player personnel guys got a lot to do with it. So probably have to do some more research, but I think the fact that he is probably familiar with Joe Judge doesn't hurt him either. So I guess I'm for it. Bobby Skinner from Talking Giants said that Kenny Golladay has surpassed Allen Robinson as my number one free agency target. He will be Daniel Jones' version of Plaxico. Oh, baby, that gets me all boned up. 6 to midnight. Although Kenny Golladay has had caught the old injury bug this year. He's missed a couple games. He's on my fantasy team, and he's just super frustrating. I think it's a hamstring or something. He had to leave the game early this past Sunday. Cost me the game, essentially. No one cares about your fantasy team. But I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't hate signing him, but like seeing what Allen Robinson has done with the Bears, those catches he's making, ooh. And then the fact that he's complimenting Darius Slayton, it's like, oh, that got me my ears all perked. We, with the, we basically didn't make any moves at the trade deadline, which is kind of crazy. But at the same time, and given what's happened with Golden Tate, you would have thought and this is where if the game had been on Sunday and not Monday night, and they have the film session on Monday, and they see and hear about Golden Tate demanding the ball, do they trade him on Tuesday? Instead, you have the game Monday night. It ends late. They probably don't get around to film session until late in the day. And by the time it all comes to fruition, they talk about it. Trade deadline has come and gone. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, even Tate's salary at something like he's owed 4 or something for the rest of the a little less than $5 million for the rest of the year. People don't want to pay that considering he's only put up 26 catches for 222 yards through first half. Okay, but can you even you could also point to the fact that we haven't really been calling plays for him or using him the right way. I was surprised to see him stick around. A little surprised that Zeitler didn't go. I was just, I didn't think Ingram was really going to go, and I didn't think Jabril Peppers was going to go, but there were a few people that I thought that would get a little more. But Judge had said that they weren't reaching out to people, they were taking calls, and apparently none of the deals was sweet enough. So instead, they claimed Dante Pettis off waivers from San Francisco. This guy was I guess a former second-round pick, but hasn't really paid off with the Niners, so maybe change of scenery will do him good. Does about it good. We also signed guard Kenny Wiggins. Started all 16 games for the Chargers in 17, but fell out of favor in Detroit. So I think that's somewhat related to the fact that Will Hernandez is still on the COVID list, is probably going to miss this game. So in the event that Zeitler or Lemieux go down, then you have Wiggins, I guess, in the wings. Wiggins in the wings. And then safety Adrian Colbert placed on IR. Jesus Christ. We just can't catch a break. I was just talking about how, like, oh, we're not plagued by injuries. And then it's like Will Hernandez goes down with the COVID, and then Colbert on IR. And it's like, oh, shit, man. I mean, it's crazy thinking about how our secondary, the amount of bodies we've been throwing around in the secondary. Baker, criminal charges. Beal, opt-out. Yiadom, benched. Ryan Lewis, IR. Madre Harper, flags. And then they had another guy. Brandon Williams went to IR. Yeah, it's just been like a fucking carousel, turnstile. So that sucks too, because I think Colbert was playing well. Instead, now we have the rotation of Logan Ryan, Julian Love, and Jabril Peppers, which is coming together. But I think, the team is not as high on Love as we were in the preseason. So that's news and notes.